Oh, dude.
Oh! Welcome to the Sunday Soak. I was talking too much shit, knocked my own beer into the hot tub. I got what I deserved. I was messing with my son. I'm drinking that. What do you mean I can't drink this?
I don't
drink
know.
this.
I don't think you should drink that.
That's a bad idea.
Fuck you guys.
Let's see you drink it.
Let's see. Still tastes delicious.
Oh.
Not that much hot tub water is in there. Yes.
Doo-doo water in the middle.
How much doo-doo in here? The water not it. What the fuck?
No, I actually took a shower before I came down.
Oh, praise the Lord. It's clean, motherfucker. Well, it's a Sunday Soak as usual. Welcome in. It's powered by More of the Dogs, 34th and Shields. My socks are what More Than Dogs got going today.
But today, you got smash burgers, you got jalapeno cheddar brats, you got the hot dog. You got a hot dog, you get a Chicago dog for $5. You get a side of fries with it.
Oh.
Take that right into the park. You cannot get a Chicago dog without waiting in line for 18 minutes at the park these days because there's only like 6 stands open and it takes forever. So you might as well go over there, get it in 5 minutes and take it in, spend half the price, spend more money on beer. That's what we need to do.
So what happened to you
last night, some people, I knew these guys didn't see it because I was a few rows behind them. And I was sitting in my chair, just minding my own business. And apparently I was drunk and I don't remember exactly, but I got hit in the back of the head by this woman. And she came over and she starts looking at me and screaming at me, "Are you going to do it to my face? Are you going to do it to my face?" And I go, "What?" And she's like, "You know." And I was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And she does this, like that, right?
Yeah.
You know, for the kingpin, the international sign for eating pussy. And I'm like, "Oh!" And I'm in my head going, I go, "Where are you sitting?" She's like, "Over there." Who's right behind this woman? Our big gay friend Vino. Who, when I was waving at him, he waved back, and then he did the international sign for eating pussy or asshole, and I did it back. And she assumed I was doing it to her.
Hey, let me stop you. Is it interchangeable for asshole?
I'm sure it is.
I thought the V was the vagina.
Well, I mean, that's your butt cheeks, maybe. And then, I don't know. Hey, get up. Let me see your ass.
No. I'm not getting an exam right now. What the fuck? Keep telling your story. I was just trying to clarify.
So I go, "Oh," so then I go to Vito. I go, and he looks over at us and he does the thing, right? And she goes, "Oh my God, I am so sorry." And then I was like, "It's fine." She's like, "No, it's not fine. I shouldn't." I'm like, "It's fine." I go, if I did this to you in public, you should come over and confront me about this. That is totally ridiculous.
No, her giving you a crack. That's not
probably
cool,
not the best thing.
But in front of you, totally fine.
She did say that I grabbed her ass, which I was like, I don't know how that's possible.
That's
I had
up.
not left my seat
That's
the entire game,
Yeah,
so that was a little odd.
Yeah.
But then she calmed way the fuck down, and I go, "Listen, I have 2 daughters at home, and if some guy did that to them, I would expect them to do the same thing you did." And I go, "The reason I'm okay with all of this is because you said, 'Oh, I'm sorry,' recognized your mistake, and then was like, 'Okay, we're good.'" So, and I guess her boyfriend that was there, and some of the bums in the back were like saying, the boyfriend was like, "You gotta stop trying to go at people all the time." So hey, the 108, all welcoming, but I am never making the international sign for eating putang in front of anybody ever again in public.
So if you're single, would you have hit it? Like, how calm did it get?
So, no, she was with the boyfriend. He looked kind of like a nerd, so I don't know if I could have done that. But she was not ugly. She wasn't ugly, but it wasn't not really a little bit too slight for me.
Okay, all right.
I need
a little more.
Hold on. A little more. So that's what happens. Everyone just be rational. And I could have, don't yell at everybody just because you think that they're giving you the in front of you. Don't do that. I will never do that again.
Good to know, my sex lover. Good to know. Boys, any other highlights from yesterday's tailgate? I thought the Whiskey at Comiskey was great.
Unbelievable.
Teresa, what do you think?
Awesome time.
Yeah.
Awesome time. Some people were a little partied out by the time we got into the game, including me.
Yes. You were having a day.
I was falling asleep.
You had the highlight of the game.
No.
You brought the you brought the coffin in there. I helped you carry it in.
Awesome.
That was one of the highlights of the tailgate for sure. Lawrence just came through big time with the food.
The coffin is gone missing.
My God.
The coffin is missing.
The coffin has been stolen. According to HBIC, it was stolen.
Yeah.
Someone took it, so we
I
don't know.
hope they
who
still
has
have our flag because I don't have
I don't know where that's at. I made it home with my selfie stick. I did manage to get that after. Yeah, praise Jesus. So I can make content with the selfie stick. But thanks for everyone who came out. Appreciate it for the funeral game, the last tailgate of the year. So today is going to be an all-question show. We're kicking it old school. We're going back, boys. I got 13 questions on the board. I usually have more questions than that. Oh, I missed.
I'm going to take this guy right here.
Yeah, but let me chill out.
Yeah.
I usually put more than that, but some of these questions were a little long, and I think they deserve our time. So we're going to start off. First question is Alexis Lopez. And Alexis says, how does it feel that Teresi is the beauty and brains of From the 108? My sex number.
Totally fine. Every company needs a figurehead, right?
That's right.
That is just there to look pretty and to make smart decisions. We are the worker bees. We're the ones that make this shit fly. He's the one that comes in and just reins it all in and presents it to the boss. He's the leader of the group project. We're the ones that are doing all the research in the encyclopedias.
Getting our hands dirty. That's right. Well, I was thinking before you mentioned that, MSS, I got no problem with the beauty part.
Yeah.
But the brains part, I was thinking is like before yesterday with the coffin idea, which was a great idea. When was the last Teresi creative idea that shot us to the moon? Okay. Next question is Joe Latham, and Joe Latham says, and I really like this question: which of your extended family members would be the easiest to beat in a fight, and which would be the hardest? Now, I think Teresi and I will do this one together, and I must say you can do yours. So, easiest. Let's think about our, let's say first cousin, extended aunts, uncles, that type of shit. Who is the easiest you think to beat in a fight?
Man, this is tough. You gotta, because it's also mean, right?
It's gonna be mean. Whoever we pick, especially when we pick Aunt Marcia, because that's my choice right there. Because she's very wiry, and she's had some injuries because she was a male person. I think she's probably the easiest one to beat down, even though she is a little fierce. Anyway,
that's the thing. A lot of our aunts, especially, they got so much experience fighting with their brothers coming up.
They're not easy fights.
Yeah, I feel like they got some moves that they're gonna kidney punch us or something, and we'll be all fucked up.
And they got a lot of fire in them too. There's a lot of fire in there, so I pick Aunt Marcia. I think that's probably the easiest, but
I'll go with it. Well, we might have to tag team on this.
It's gonna have to be both guys, right? To get this done. And which is the hardest? I mean, we have a bunch of our cousins have been in the military, are fit like jack motherfuckers who, a couple of them are hockey players. There's a lot of our cousins could beat our asses, basically.
Yeah, I'd put Marcel and Maurice.
I'd say Maurice is number one because he's 6'4" and he's a monster. But Marcel just as tough, even if he's 5'10".
Marcel was a defender and a defenseman in hockey and an Army Ranger.
Tough guy. But even cousin Davey, who was also in the military. Again, I don't want a piece of him either. I want nothing to do with any of that.
I think what you're hearing here, Joe, is that me and Beef are the easiest to beat up in the family.
Exactly. We're most likely to get our asses whooped. That's absolutely correct. MSS.
I'm going to go just with my cousins that are my first cousins. Okay. So my hardest to beat up probably would be Farmer Matt.
He's country strong.
He's country strong. Yeah. He moves stuff still, and he's never complained about his back hurting. So I'm not gonna fuck with him. Easiest though, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna pick only male cousins. I think it would be easy to say, I'm gonna pick. Let's go. No,
you gotta pick your females.
So my aunt had kids later in life. So I have two younger cousins, right? And one of them is, I don't think has played a sport.
Is she like 5 years old?
He hasn't played a sport a day in his life.
Okay.
He just does the video games, and he's a very soft, little guy. Like he's taller, so he looks tough, but he's soft as baby shit. So I'm gonna take him out. Josh, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. It would be the easiest one to beat up.
There was a question that didn't make it about have we ever been to Onyak?
Yeah.
And I assume none of us have until I heard MSS go, he does the video games.
MSS has gotten way more Italian since he moved to Bridgeport. He wasn't that Italian when he lived at home. No way, not even close.
I was more Italian than that.
A lot of Mamma Mia is coming out completely. All right,
Spicy.
the next question is from White Sox Sal.
Hey, thanks for your question, but go fuck yourself, Sal.
White Sox Sal says, MSS mentioned how he'd like White Sox approved 108 bobbleheads as being like his dream related to the ballpark. Yeah. If each of us had a bobblehead, which would be the most valuable, and why wouldn't it be my Sox bobblehead? I feel like the Chorizo bobblehead would be the most valuable. I don't know why, but I just feel like it would be more valuable than ours.
Because a lot of them would break because he's so fragile and meat. So then, like, there would only be a few around.
There'd be a spelling error. So it'd be like an error card.
Yeah, it's like an error card.
It'd be like, who was that guy? I feel like the pro set football, that the Johnny Holland, like his name wasn't on the back.
Yeah, Johnny Holland. That was a pro set.
Yes.
You got a good memory for that. Yeah.
There's a Frank Thomas with the missing name, right?
Yeah, yes, there is. Yeah.
I think MSS would probably be the most valuable because he would know that there's something that you could add to a bobblehead that makes it extra valuable, and he would only ask for it on his. He wouldn't get a box.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. Yeah.
I want all three of us in the thing, though.
You don't want separate bobbleheads?
No, not necessarily. I want like seats, like 3 seats behind the pole.
Yeah.
And then the pole right in front of us. So like I could
be
be the first seat, you guys would be behind flanking me, and then I would be blocked by the pole, and you guys would be on either side of the pole. I think it would be funny.
I thought it was gonna be you wanted like that was one thing I named Barry Wood or whatever.
Yo,
I thought we were gonna have
Bobble Dick.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna be in the hot tub with Bobble Dick.
I mean,
I just drink Bobble Dick water. Very refreshing.
Can't wait till the vaccine comes out for that.
All right, next question's from our guy Josh Nelson. By the way, who was hammerinoed last night, man.
That
was very nice to get everyone out, and a lot of you were drunk off your asses, which I appreciated. Josh says, who would you give bulk playing time to at third base for the White Sox to finish out the season? Miguel Vargas or Brian Ramos? Treasy.
I think there's a chance that Brian Ramos is a good third baseman. And I don't think there's much of a chance that Miguel Vargas is. Okay. So why not give it to Ramos and say, hey, let's see if this guy can stick at third, right? Because the downside for both of these guys is being first base DH.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. That's the last thing you want for these guys. But like maybe Vargas could be a left fielder. But like he already got a left fielder.
Yeah.
And he already ran into that left fielder, so I don't know. I think the only way you give it to Vargas is if you think Ramos can play another position. Like that would be like if Ramos is like a right field candidate for it.
And that's the rumors that they're going to try to start working him out in the outfield, and that's maybe a next year project. But
that's a good idea. You got all your hopes and dreams on this guy can hit, and just fucking move him all over the field. We've never seen that go wrong.
Why do I feel like Vargas is supposed to be shortstop or second base? Is that
no, you're wrong. No.
Everybody else in that trade was shortstop and second.
Okay. All right. Well, that's dumb. We got a long jam over at first with a bunch of uncoordinated white guys.
Good though.
Uncoordinated whites at first and DH, so we got that covered. But yeah, I mean, I would also go with Ramos just because of my buddies here that I'm sharing the tub with. I want to see Play Cousin do some good shit.
Yeah, we need our Play Cousin out there. I'm Ramos as well. I want to counter Treasy's point here for 1 second about potentially working on Ramos in other positions. I get the concept with regards to like how bad it's gone before, but Ramos is a real athlete, and one of the guys will have to play other positions. What if Colson Montgomery's the third baseman? Like you got a lot of stuff where one guy might need to like learn some other spot to make him work, assuming you get the guys coming through. Big assumption, by the way. We shouldn't assume the White Sox will develop any fucking hitters. But if they happen to develop a few, some of them might have to shift around. Just my thought here. And Ramos is, to me, the best athlete out of the group, most mentally tough out of the group. So if I were going to move a guy or have a guy learn other positions, it would be Ramos. But I think he should play third to end the year. I'm 100% with you guys.
I don't know if we need another Colson Montgomery coming up, another uncoordinated white guy like in that infield.
He's coordinated.
He's coordinated.
Okay. He's not hitting enough right now. All right, next question is from Missy. And Missy says, is Grady Sizemore the hottest manager the White Sox have ever had? Or who are your 3 hottest White Sox managers? My Sox summer. What do you think?
I think Grady definitely takes the cake as like the hottest guy that we've ever had.
Tracy, what do you disagree? What's up? What is it?
It's Ozzy.
I think it's Ozzy.
So
I agree it's
Ozzy
Ozzy.
is a fucking very handsome man.
There's no question. Yeah.
Here's the deal. Here's why he says this.
Because it brings the Latin heat, baby.
Silver Fox representing Silver Fox.
Yeah, but you gotta
I
think
get
about
it.
Ozzy as a manager, man.
Ozzy is still handsome.
I think he
whatever
is.
age he is.
He's definitely one of the 3 hottest managers we've ever had.
Definitely in the top 3. So
Yep.
we got Grady and we got Ozzy.
Yeah.
We got a spot for one more. Who else do we got in the hot White Sox managers?
Rick Renneria. No.
I think he's a passionate lover, but I wouldn't put him on something. You can
Not-
tell he cares.
No,
you
he
know?
gave you the
He would give
symbol.
it- yeah,
He
no,
gave
no,
you the
no.
symbol.
He knows the difference symbol free gas if he's eating ass. But he goes in for the V very hard. You can just tell.
All right. I mean, not the second go around, but where would you rank LaRussa first go around with LaRussa?
Actually, very attractive.
Yeah, not a bad looking guy. I think it's
A little
probably
too drinky, though. Might get you.
every time around.
Yeah.
LaRussa too drinking. I think maybe Robin Ventura.
It
Robin
probably is.
Ventura is a very
Robin
handsome
was
guy,
definitely
right?
top 3, too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's but LaRussa's right there, like 80s, 70s, 80s LaRussa, not
in his 70s or 80s.
yeah, exactly. Not Corbs LaRussa that came back. You know, yeah, exactly.
Aside
I
from
mean,
that, though, I
still
don't
not a
think
bad looking guy for almost 100 years old. But you know what I mean there. Right? What's that?
I don't think there's anybody else other than the people that we've mentioned that are actually decent looking managers that we ever had.
Yeah,
Terry Bevington was not good
no,
looking.
no. Jerry Manuel,
No.
just an average looking guy. Like,
I mean, I don't remember how fuckable the guys were in like the 30s.
Al Lopez.
yeah.
I mean,
How about a Jim Fregosi? You remember him?
no.
Jeff Torborg.
Jeff
Yeah,
Torborg.
They're not cracking the list. I don't know. It's just, I agree with you guys. So I think we got our top 3. It's either Ozzy or Grady is number 1 and 2, and then number 3 is probably Robin for us. So good question there.
Grady Sizemore, best selfies though of any White Sox manager.
They got the T-shirts of Grady, which
That's
is
weird.
ridiculous.
That's weird.
Then they went on a big losing streak right after putting those on. It was hilarious. They put all that stinky Cleveland stuff on
Probably
it and
burned.
screwed them up.
Yeah.
All right, next question is from Wayne. And Wayne says, how do you feel about Beef's side pocket, the au jus? Has it made the main
side piece, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be what he meant.
that? But he said side pocket, so we'll go
I
with
like
it.
that.
We'll go with it.
I like that you quoted.
I'm going with what he said. Has it made the main more streamlined? Has it given him an even bigger head? Treasy.
I don't think it's given him a bigger head. That's impossible.
Yeah.
Fucking Jack.
It keeps him busy.
But I do like it because he can talk about a lot of very, very specific stuff that he wants to talk about that probably wouldn't flow well in the normal show. And he gets a ton of guests. So like it's tough to navigate guests within our podcast. We've been doing it more.
Yeah.
I think we're getting better at it. But what you're doing, it's a single conversation with one person. It needs to be a one-on-one. It can't be a 3-on-1
Right.
go. So like I really like it. And it's one less thing Beef will complain to us about. Of like, well, you guys got to study up on this so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's
That's kind of
We want to look at gifts.
right. I need to make better videos. You know, that's what I want to do. No, I like it also, even though I've never been a featured guest. That's fine. You know, no big deal. Like, it's not for me, even though it's like all about me. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get that. There's been like 2.
What do you mean it's all about you?
There's been 2 guests that I've been like, I wish these guys would have been on our show with those conversations.
Who is it? Who?
Tannehill, I thought would have been really fun to 3-way.
Yeah.
Greenberg, I would have been fun to 3-way.
Yeah.
But it's like those are fun and they're fun listens, and I like to do that. But also, it takes a lot. I know we've talked about this briefly. It takes a lot to be able to just let go of the reins of something that you're involved in and just think of the big picture versus the FOMO that exists then, because you're like, fuck, I didn't get to be a part of this. I want to be a part of this, especially when the tweets go around or the text goes around. Oh man, I really crushed this show. I just had a really great show, and you're like, fuck you. I should be involved in this too. But like, it works good because everything goes in the same bucket. So like, we're all pulling from the same bucket of content and whatever. It's all is good for the flag that it's all under, which is the B-Flow flag. I mean, the 108 flag.
This motherfucker wants to be a part of it so bad. He's never put a live comment in the show.
No,
Well, and also, I've offered both of you. Anytime you want to take the slot deal, as you interview anyone you want,
I was
we have it
working
set
on
as a
it.
one-on-one interview. You can do it. If you had so much FOMO, you would have had a few interviews already.
I
Shut up, motherfucker. All right, so don't you kiss my ass with all this FOMO stuff. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
And that's
6 p.m. on a Monday too, with 2 kids trying to make dinner is not the easiest time for me to listen live. So I'm not a live listener.
Speaking for me, and we'll cut the start. It's been really helpful to learn how to host the show and how to ask questions because I feel like Treasy mentioned when we have a guest on, it makes it easier for us to flow in and out of each other because I've been sitting in that seat more and asking questions and doing that stuff. It also helps me with on the main show reading Treasy's cues a little more, even though we're brothers and we've grown up together or whatever. Working a show together after sitting in that seat. You kind of understand, that's where they're going with this. So you know to get the fuck out of the way or shut up or jump in hard on something like that. So I think it helps. It's helping me learn, I guess, is what I'm saying. So I that's why I like it. All right, next up, the real Scott Thorson says, pick 3 players on the current squad, and you have to exclude Luis Robert and Garrett Crochet, that you want on next year's team.
Number 1 with a bullet, because we talked about this. He might be the opening day starter.
Yeah. David Smart. That's a good call.
I definitely want him.
I want my paisan. I want Dominic Fletcher back on the team.
4th outfielder. I love it.
And I got to pick our play coach, Brian Ramos. I want Brian Ramos on this team next year. Yeah, look, I don't know. It hasn't worked out so well with the bat just yet. He got hot in AAA, but the guy works hard. You can tell. He learned English. Like, he's already a good soundbite. They're already going to him. If anything happens in the game, the beat goes to him. There's videos clipped and shit, whatever. He got a citizenship. He worked hard at that. Yep. He worked hard at becoming a good third baseman. He just has the right makeup, I think, to be someone who's valuable on this roster. And I want to see it play out. So let's go.
Yeah, and he's not yet been crushed by the White Sox system. So it shows some resiliency.
Absolutely. He's made it over the top. That's a Marco Patti guy, by the way.
That is
the last message.
The last Patty.
All right, next up is Kevin Bell's raggedy ass batting glove, which is one of the best handles on Twitter.
He's awesome. He looks like the 4th Beastie Boy. Awesome. Every time I see him, I'm like, man, you should have been in the Beastie Boy.
And his name is definitely not Kevin. Which current Sox player would benefit the most for playing on a moderately better White Sox team next year? And thinking from a statistical standpoint, he said if you can name 1 hitter and 1 pitcher that you think would benefit from the team as a total being better, that would help them overall. So, Treasy, you got a hitter or a pitcher?
It's a guy that I've given so much shit to this season, but he had a good night last night. But Andrew Benintendi being later in the lineup and not being counted on for as much as the Sox have to count on him for, would be incredibly good for him. Like if he didn't have to play every day, like if he never faced another left-hander for the rest of his career,
right?
And he just, like if the Dodgers had him. And they played him against righties only. You put him out in the outfield with 2 other really good outfielders, so he only has to, carve out this little piece of territory.
Right. He can play Adam Dunn's spot.
Exactly. You would look at him and you'd be like, he's a much more valuable player than we thought. But like right now, when you're like, all our hopes and dreams are tied to this motherfucker, is the biggest contract in our team's history.
Yes.
Like. He's not that guy.
No.
And so I think that he's one guy that would definitely benefit.
How about you, MSS? You got a guy?
That was who I was thinking immediately, but I think even putting the Sheets at a 7 or 8 place, like hitting, like that would be nice too. Like he's not a 4 guy.
No, he should not be a 4 guy.
He shouldn't be your power 4. Like I would have said Vaughn, but Vaughn has been all over the place and he sucks everywhere. So I don't think he's a lost cause. But I think that he would benefit. But I also an odd one. I don't want to take yours though. Robert, center field. Like I think he would do a lot better too.
I agree with you. As a position player, Robert would be helped a lot by a lineup where he doesn't feel like he has to be the everything.
To do everything.
That would be. He can't do like Jose Abreu could handle that. He could take that on his shoulders. Luis Robert ain't the kind of guy who could put that on his shoulders like Jose could. So I agree he would be. Case.
And I think it's easy to say too for any of our pitchers if they played in a bigger park with better.
Well, I was thinking that just like better defense. Like John Cannon would benefit from that very much. Fucking Drew Thorpe. We forget about Drew Thorpe because he got injured. Drew Thorpe would be a guy who benefit a lot from that. Like some of the guys that aren't real strikeout heavy. Yeah, if there was a competent defense out there, they would do great.
Luckily, Chris Getz has put together a very defensive team. It's a marvel watching those motherfuckers out there.
And has a hell of a plan for the offseason.
Yeah.
You know, so
well, yeah, exactly. More payroll cutting, that should help a lot.
Ned Flanders' parents.
All right, next up is Shigerian Prince. And the Prince says, was the branding always #108ing, #108ed, or were there runner-ups to the title? And also, are there any things we'd like to do over, other than women's merch? Any type of stuff we did that we'd like to do over? Treasy, go ahead.
So the 108ing, that's a beef loaf.
Yeah.
And that was just, I think it was you had a day off and you were having like a margarita or something, put it out there. And there's a difference between me and beef. When I have an idea and I put it out there a little bit and it doesn't do shit, I give up real quick. Beef will persevere. And he was like, 108ing is going to be a thing.
I'm going to make this work.
I didn't even know what it was when the first time it was like, when he was putting out there, I was like, I don't know what this is supposed to be. And like, you just kept doing it. And then other people started doing it. I was like, fuck. This is something. This is something.
It took like a year to get going.
It took like a year to really get it going, where people would like actually do it on their own and would not just like kind of be responding. So yeah, it's a lot to get a hashtag going, but yeah, I mean there was gonna be no other way to get the branding out there the right way. It's 108, and we need 108 theme type stuff. So to me, that had to be it.
I mean, now we own
hashtag 108.
We own the domain 108.ing.
Yeah,
that's
slash merch for all your merch.
That's right. That's right. /Survivor if you want to see who I've taken the Survivor.
So that's the branding. What about anything that we put out there that we wish we could take back? We wish we could do
the intern program.
That also my fault. Sometimes you take a lot of shots. Some of them are very bad. You would say intern. The other thing I thought of is the GFY shirts. If you did the GFY shirts in black, I think we probably would have done okay.
You know what?
Doing the pastels, those things bombed their asses.
The reason they bombed though is because I don't think people got it.
I think that was it. But that's why you got to. That's a take back.
Yeah.
I'm glad we made them because I love having it. Like I like that shirt.
Yeah, I do too. I like wearing them.
I think another take back. MSS, you probably agree with me on this one. Is the 80s logo shirt on white. Like anytime we make a white shirt, I feel like why did we do that? Like it's just like white shirts have always been terrible.
The only white shirt that killed for us was the Florida White Sox shirt.
Yeah.
People loved it. It was a secret shirt. But people loved that shirt. But you're right. Otherwise the white shirts, no one really we like them. MSS and I like wearing them, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's weird. I like the GFI stuff. I thought that was good. And it just add that to the list of ones where people are like, oh, how come you don't do this ever again? It's like, because it didn't sell the first time. It sold the first time, then we will remake it, but it didn't do very well. So
we have a million Batterman shirts out there. We have a billion hashtag 108 shirts out there.
They sell
every time we reload. Like they go every single time.
Baseball beer and bullshit is
it's a classic. It always goes too. All right, yeah. I think that's a few times. We think about it more. We probably have more take backs. It'll probably be more dumb shit that we did out of the past. We drink a lot. We can't remember. All right. Next question is from Jackie. Jackie says, "Would you rather fight one Gavin Sheets-sized Dominic Fletcher, or two Dominic Fletcher-sized Gavin Sheets?" Nice summer. Which one are you fighting?
Man, I think I'm going to take the Dominic Fletcher or Gavin Sheets-sized Dominic Fletcher.
Okay. Dom Fletcher if he's 6'5".
If he's bigger, right? Because he seems a little more wiry, and he's not as. I don't know. I think it's just better. I don't like fighting short, stocky dudes. Like that's just not. I don't want to do that. Those guys got a lot of
gravity.
They got a lot to prove.
Yeah.
They're usually angry because women won't talk to them because they're so short. So like, I don't want to fight that. Yeah.
And another box of jujitsu,
by the way. Yeah, jujitsu. Oh, you just saw that.
Treasy, how about you?
I think you're right. I think we got to. By the way, I would love if in the offseason Dominic Fletcher grew to be Gavin Sheets' size. Is he still growing?
He went
Is
from
he
5'6"
young
to
enough to
6'5".
still grow?
I don't think so.
Put him in
He's
a thing of
26
water and
years
see
old.
if he increases size.
Maybe we'll give him that
That's
surgery.
his plan in the offseason.
They're gonna give him that surgery. They're gonna make his legs swell.
Good.
No.
That's like, we got a scientist. We're going to grow a few of these guys a little bit. A lot of teams aren't into it yet, but we're the first ones. We're breaking ground on this shit.
Stretching. White Sox stretching. No. It's not stretching your muscles. It's stretching your body.
Damn, you were 5'6" last year. How do you get back 5'11"? I don't want to talk about it. I can't say too much about this.
He's actually just out there in platform spikes.
Spikes are this big.
Yeah, I'm with the fighting one person always better than fighting two. And Dominic Fletcher, the two of them going at you with that low center of gravity coming in, I don't like it. I don't want to.
The thing is, like, she picked the perfect two people because I consider Dom Fletcher tough.
Yeah.
And then Sheets is a quiet guy, but I remember a couple years ago there was a something broke out. He was the only one to fucking lock up Jose Abreu. If he can hold back Jose Abreu by himself, he is definitely not a guy I want anything to fucking do with ever. So like, she picked two tough badasses. I mean, I agree with you. I'll take the bigger version down Fletcher because I might get one lucky shot in. You can't get one lucky shot in. It's two people. What the fuck?
Did he take Tim Anderson into the double?
Yes.
Like,
He's a monster.
a freshly knocked out Tim Anderson.
Not as impressive as those. You look at Larry Sheets, and you know that at one point he was like, "All right, Gavin, let's get in the backyard. I'm gonna teach you how to fight." They're just out there. He's like 14 years old. They're fisticuffs with dad.
You got too much money.
He's like, his dad.
That'll learn you good.
All right, next question from Matt Ramsey. Matt Ramsey says, which current White Sox player would you like to see perform in an adult film? And which current player is hanging the most hot? White Sox Summer, you're not the porn guy, but you are the adult film specialist in here. Which White Sox player would you like to see performing in an adult film?
Man. You know who I think would be the best and probably could transition to a career easily is Nicky Lopez.
Okay.
Like, he's got the name already.
Yeah.
Like, he's already got, like, the dick. Like, Nicky Lopez. Or, you know, whatever. Like, he can just go right in there. He's got the nice hair. He's pretty. He's like a nice Latin brown. You know, like, it's good. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Nicky Lopez.
You know who it is?
Who is it?
And when I say it, you're going to be like, holy shit, this guy looks like he might do porn. Miguel Vargas.
That's true, too. Or front a Supertramp cover band. Or
if we did porn star or baseball player, we just put Miguel Vargas' picture. He's picking porn star.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Gay porn star, but porn star. Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah. Phil and that son does porn. That's what
I think they're different questions, but I think Luis Roberts, the one I want to see perform, because he's chiseled. He's a beautiful man.
Good looking dude.
Paying the biggest hog, it's got to be my guy Garrett Crochet. He already looks like John Holmes.
Yes.
I gotta assume the guy's got a foot-long salchicha in there.
Yeah.
You know
what though?
Do coaches get included?
Yeah, I think so.
Marcus Tibbs.
Yeah, that's racist.
Playing a little inside baseball here, guys.
It's racist.
You think it's got a shot?
It's always the guy you least expect, right? So like, who's the most unattractive person on the team? Andrew Vaughn.
Yeah.
Has to have a huge dick. There's no way that his wife is like just there for the money. She's like, I could probably get this money somewhere else. He's got the beady eyes. He looks at me weird, but like he has a huge dick. So like I'm just gonna go with that.
The meme of the girl with the horse.
When your girls all know why you with them. One of my favorite memes ever.
Thank you.
All right, next question is from Sammy Davis Jr. 5K, and 5K says, "Who's worth sitting by in a VIP section? Severely disabled children or old people in wheelchairs?"
Oh my god.
Tracy, you want to go first?
What I will tell you.
Thank you for not pulling me.
I will tell you. I'm always choosing an old person to sit next to.
Yeah.
They could. Every old person you sit next to at the park could spin a yarn.
That's usually true. That's true. Those old timers get to a certain point.
I'm sitting there. I don't even if this and like, I love old people stories too because they've had years of embellishing the shit out of the story. So now it's impossible to have even occurred. And so you're getting the wildest version of this story. Their families are fucking sick of the story. I'm getting it for the first time.
Exactly.
And they're more than happy to like really go over the top with it. So I'm going old people in wheelchairs. I'm sitting next to them.
I just left the house. and we got 72 inches of snow in 30 seconds. I'm walking backwards.
I didn't have a shovel, so I shoveled out my car with my hands.
So let me get this straight. The severely disabled children are the ones who don't want to sit next to. Okay, got it. It's not. So your choice next.
If I have to choose.
This is the question, all right?
I have to
You
choose.
can choose to opt out. You can be, remember?
No.
I think Sam Panayotovich puts out a question in this show one time. You can put out.
Sometimes
I'm not opting out of it.
Here's
Oh,
what
wait,
I'm
what's the
gonna
next
say.
question?
No, the next question.
Here's how I would say this. It's like, I'm going to go with severely disabled. I would rather sit next to because they can't help it, right? Like, they're probably not.
What, old person can help
Old people sometimes get a little crotchety. They kind of want to deserve everything. They think they're very deserved. You know, severely disabled, like, at least they're not, like, they can't really say.
Fuck them old is what he did right there.
I know, sometimes. But I also think this is the worst question I've ever had to answer on the Sunday show. They're the hardest question.
That's why I picked it.
I just like that we got out of MSS that he's an even worse person.
There's no
But
question. I mean, there
You
are.
hate severely disabled children.
I did not say that.
He didn't say hate. He just said if he had to choose which one not to sit next to.
I'm just saying I don't want to say that.
I just look at the pros and cons here. So, like, MSS did bring up old people could be crotchety.
Yeah.
But also, you're missing one thing about old folks. They get to a certain age, they fart indiscriminately no matter where they're at, and they don't care anymore. Well, if this old person's gotten past the threshold of I will fart everywhere.
Grandpa Wally, he does it all the time.
That is
Are
a problem.
Are we outside?
We are outside.
Oh, yeah, we're outside.
Well, it depends
Still
what
smells.
they ate or didn't eat, okay, or what the medication was. All right, I don't know what's going to come firing out of the bunghole on that. I have no idea.
We had a gentleman, and we're not going to name names.
Yeah.
A gentleman in the section one time who was farting his balls off.
Yes.
And it was funny. We didn't give it. You were not mad about it.
It can be funny, but it can also, if you're in a tight confine, I don't know, it could get a little disgusting. The severely disabled children, I mean, I guess it kind of depends. They could start doing stuff that would make you uncomfortable, though. Like if they were like
not breathing.
Well, no, like frantically picking their nose or something like that, or like there, like it could be some ticks that might not.
Next question.
How come you let me walk in and bury myself? Let him bury himself too.
Well, I'm not burying anything. I'm just weighing that out.
Yeah. No, you're doing fine.
You know what? I'll be sitting by the severely disabled children. And fuck those old people. I agree with that. Sorry.
You guys sit next to old people.
You're sitting next to
I'm an old person.
You're sitting next to the old farter, and he and I will sit next to the kids. All right, that's fine.
The kid will be. Go ahead.
Think about all the parts you can unleash during a game.
That I would be more impressed with than some white Sox games I've seen this year. Man,
It's
this
been
way
way more
more
entertaining.
7 times.
It's been more entertaining than the team.
Look at the boner on that guy.
You guys are fucked up.
Last question. We'll close it out as we always do with Billy Wires. Billy Wires says, "Would you rather have Jason Benetti's monster horse cock or John Schriffin's average penis coupled with superior animal linguistics capabilities?"
I don't even know what the fuck.
Rawr, rawr, rawr. He worded it beautifully. I thought my stocks over your first, and he is a BWC holder, so I'm interested to see where he goes with this.
I'm gonna go with Benetti. I'm gonna take Benetti's monster cock. That's probably what I would do. Now, do I have to have the CP too, or is it just the big dick?
Yeah, I mean everything, the whole pack.
Whole package.
Yeah.
See, that's where it gets hard. But yeah, I'm gonna still go with Benetti's done a really good job for himself. He's achieved so many things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with him. Yeah, I'm gonna take Benetti.
3Z.
I'm gonna go Schriff. I feel like the monster hog is more of a hassle than
It isn't though.
Yeah.
It isn't.
You just get that thing caught in the zipper.
Yeah, I know.
That's a problem.
Not even walking.
You just
I got a button fly and everything now.
Just don't wear pants.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I'm with you, Trees. I'll go with Schriffen too. I like if I can talk like that, I'd be able to talk like that. Average
really-
versus huge cock. I don't know. It seems the same.
And Shrift's
I just need
also
bigger hands.
Shrift's
I need more
also
free
really,
time if I have that big of a dick.
he's a really
I
nice
got
guy.
no time. Like,
Shrift's a nice guy, and he comes and hangs out with all his lowlies, all his peasants in the parking lot.
that's
He
true.
There's
doesn't
always
even
nice
steal
stuff,
our
too.
food, which is really nice. Like, he doesn't eat any food when he's there. Well, he did, I guess, when Chef Ruddy was there, but he
Yeah, Benetti's always nice to us too.
Benetти was nice to us. So he just never came out and hung with us in the thing. But I understand that because he could get tackled by a bunch of females trying to get his hawks.
That's it.
That's the truth.
That's our show today. We'll be over at the game. This will be the last Sunday of the season, so I hope to see some of you over there. Last Sunday soak of the year. Thanks to all of you who have stayed with us the entire year through the terrible White Sox.